Last time on the colony at Winter's Pass.
Where did that little beastie get off to? Pog! Oh. Huh. What is that sound? Oh god, I don't like being alone in the dark. Where did that little hog get off to? Oh, jeez. Ah! Pog! Pog! Oh, shit. There's people here. God, I haven't seen people in a few weeks. Ever since I got transported to this weird-ass place. Oh god. Am I talking out loud? Jeez, wait, hold on. I forgot what it meant to have private thoughts. Am I... I'll start from the beginning. My name is Pepinoja Bafflestone. I'm an archaeologist. I was looking for a mysterious artifact in this temple back on the mainland. And, well, I found a really weird, large magic circle. And being in the magical trade myself, found it really interesting. I went over to go and sketch the runes on it, and when I stepped on it, I was here. Alone. For weeks. I met a small warthog I was going to say by the name of Pog. I gave him the name Pog because he's really cute. And we've been fast friends ever since, but this is my first time in a long time seeing people. Oh god. What do I say? Hello.
Excellent. Yeah, so the last time on the game, the party went searching for the apparent shape, faceless changing creatures that they attacked, and ended up exploring a little bit north of the colony, near the mountains. You guys came across some what could be best described as rabid unicorns, with Sildaloon curing one of them before being gored by the other, only to be healed, to be gored again, to be healed again, and then curing the other unicorn. You then decided to make camp, and during the night, you were suddenly aware of a small gnome running through the camp. What at first everyone thought was screaming obscenities, you soon found out later was yelling "Pog, Pog, Pog," and this gnome is now standing, staring at you in a very awkward way, not saying anything
For all
for
of about 60 seconds.
for about a minute, and then goes, "Hello." What do you all do?
Hello.
Large.
Vitaly stands up.
You see him slowly go towards his bag. His hands are slowly working towards his bag.
I raise my crossbow.
Same here.
He puts his hands back up. I am sorry. I did not expect the first people I see in several weeks to be armed.
We didn't expect to see people here at all.
Large. May I... 1 second. He quickly dives into his bag and pulls out measuring tape. And he slowly approaches you, Vitaly.
Bo's trained on him the whole time.
May I take your measurements?
Seems a bit rude to ask a woman.
I'll lower my crossbow now.
I have never seen a creature like you in all my time. May I please take notes?
Of course.
Excellent, thank you. And he sets about measuring the. You're bionic, right?
Partially.
Right. He first sets about just taking your general measurements because he's never met another centaur in his entire life, and then specifically he pulls out a notebook and starts sketching your bionic limbs.
Hey, Jay, how's my simp taking this?
Yeah, so Orc is just kind of standing there like, who the hell is this?
Does he say that out loud?
Oh, you don't see
Uh,
this person.
Okay.
Your guess
once,
is as good as mine.
once he is done sketching the limbs, he puts the little notebook away and says, "I've never met another centaur in my entire life. Can you tell me a little bit about your culture or what you're doing here? Also, where are we? Does anybody know where we are?"
He talks a lot.
That he does.
I will finally start to put my bow down slowly.
Oh, I appreciate that. Do you know where we are?
North.
I believe it's only customary for introductions to be made first. Feel free to start.
Of course. Bafflestone. Pepinoja Bafflestone. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Vitali Farah. And she kind of salutes you.
What an unusual name. He goes back into the notebook and how do you spell that?
Out of character, Shelby forgot how to spell.
uh,
Vitalli.
Excellent. Appreciate it. Yes, sorry. Did not mean to talk past you. And your name?
Who are you again?
Bafflestone. Pepinoja Bafflestone.
And you got here how?
Teleportation.
Where is there teleportation?
Long story. Satyr Temple. Yeah.
Satyr Temple.
Satyr Temple.
The satyrs in the craters.
I'm sorry?
The satyrs
Satyrs in the craters.
that live in the crater.
Explain craters. What? There are satyrs that live in Wait, living satyrs?
We
Not
don't-
a civilization past
Out-
sort of deal? Like you meant living satyrs?
There were satyrs 900 years ago in the place that is currently occupied by a crater.
Okay, that was my question. I was very confused. I apologize for the misunderstanding.
There might be satyrs there now. We haven't checked.
So you have not yet been there, is what you're saying.
Correct.
It's
We
unconfirmed
don't
whether or not
need.
there are satyrs living in the craters.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Anyways. Well. Okay. Why? We have no. We don't need to tell. Okay.
What?
What are you doing here?
Well, surviving and trying to figure out where I am. Which, seeing other people, is a great way to do that. Where are we?
We're north, like she said.
Right, that's not a place, that's a direction.
Well, we don't have a place necessarily.
Okay,
We are new here as well.
gotcha. Okay, well that makes a lot more sense. I appreciate that. Where do you come from?
Not here.
Okay, I understand that. But where is the place that you originate from in the travel to here, which is the place that we are?
so
Everyone quick shuffles through the Google Docs.
I don't know.
That's okay. I understand that as well.
Um,
I
so
was and have been homeless for a long time.
That's
Um,
not what I meant.
you guys would all know that you are on the continent of Alteria. That's ALTE. All right, let me spell that real quick.
I know this had a name.
Altieria. It has long since been abandoned due to, um, uh, the Wizard War having devastated this area. Um, and Pepinoja, you would know this too. However, you were way to the south, so the fact that you're here is, um, one, amazing, and two, highly concerning considering this place is known to be extremely dangerous.
Pepinoja laughs hysterically and says, "Okay, how far into Altaria are we? How far from the coast?" Nope, hold on. I can map this out.
I'm squinting at Pepinoja. What does Pepinoja look like?
Pepinoja is a 3 foot tall gnome, with a rather smushed looking face. Like, take the long nose and the beard and long ears of a regular gnome and kind of just like squash them with a rock, and that's kind of what he looks like. He's like the pug equivalent of a gnome. He does not wear glasses or anything like that, but you can tell that his eyes are like they have forever bags under them from very long nights reading.
Hmm.
Okay. And I haven't really decided on like hair or facial hair. Let's say that for now he's got like one very long hair that's sprouting from the top of his head and just kind of curls around like a baby's.
Cool. Sildaloon does not know what to make of that, but she is not frowning any harder.
And like a goatee, like a kind of long goatee that goes down to his chest.
She makes a bit of a face.
I mean, it's not like it's a huge goatee. He's only
No, it's only
a
now. It's just questioning.
foot and a half tall.
Now it's just like you were out here and you just didn't. I guess you didn't have a mirror, or is this just how you? Never mind.
I'm sorry, what are you saying that in character?
I was debating. Um. Okay. Right. From the coast.
Yes.
How?
I'm guessing we're about 5 leagues, give or take. Yeah. Based on the climate.
Bold to assume we know a league on foot.
You are a horse? Question mark? You have horse legs?
Is leak not
League is water measurement.
water?
I could have sworn it was also land measurement.
I'm also not a map maker. We have cartographers here, do we
So-
not?
Are you a cartographer?
I am.
I've studied
Well-
numbers. I've never made one before.
Eladon, you would know that a league is defined as 3 miles.
Yeah. And how far in are we again?
So from the camp, you are probably, or from like the colony, you're on like a number of days away. So assuming that you guys can travel around 10 to 15 miles a day on foot, anywhere between 30 to 60 miles. No, sorry, that's wrong. Anywhere between 15 and 30 miles from the colony, and from the coast, much, much further, because y'all came up the river.
Yeah, but like I would have kept track of that too. So how many like leagues inland are we from the coast there?
Let me pull up the map. Let me see. Do. You guys. That's probably the closest shoreline. It's within 1,000 miles.
Ah, I was way off.
There are many leagues inland.
Interesting. Okay.
At least 5.
At least this is technically correct. Good job.
Mhm.
May I ask, what are you guys doing here in this place? Now.
Finding gnomes.
We are
He-
supposed to be exploring the land, finding its riches, and eventually determining whether or not it is safe to colonize here.
He eyes Sildaloon, and he has like a finger pointed out, and it looks like he's doing some real mental gymnastics before he says, "That was a joke. That was a joke. That was funny. Good job. Okay, right. I appreciate the honesty. Colonizing, determining whether or not this land is worth it. Well, this land very obviously has some connections to Satyr civilization in the past, which is exactly what I'm studying. Have you guys? Oh, craters. You said craters. You're on your way to the craters? Question mark.
The Satyr craters.
Satyr craters.
We're on our way north to see what was there. It wasn't necessarily for the crater. We don't know what's.
Sensational. I am also on my way. Well, I should say I was investigating Satyr civilization back on the mainland. Near the capital of the empire. As you know, there's probably, as you probably know, there was a very large temple there dedicated to the satyrs and their civilization. Well, specifically their religion. Anyway, I was investigating, looking for a specific artifact that my research told me would be there. And then I was brought here by satyr magic. So I was wondering if I could accompany you to the craters to see if my artifact is there.
You all know the crater is to the west, not to the north. Well, everybody except for,
Pepinoja.
yeah, Pepinosha.
That's not where the crater is.
Not north.
No.
Where?
West?
What?
Yeah.
Some ways out west.
Understandable. Oh, I didn't get your name. I apologize, my dear drow friend, sir.
Orison. Orison Yeldrin.
A pleasure. He bows deeply, to the point that his nose almost touches the ground, which is very close to his, pretty close to his head, even when he's standing. Yeah.
And I will give a little small nod back, still kind of eyeing him up a little suspiciously.
He doesn't notice. that ain't his forte.
You were studying, you say, the
Yes.
satyrs.
Yes. I've studied them most of my life, in fact.
Really?
Mhm.
What, is this some sort of pilgrimage, or is it unlearned? What made you curious about this? We've heard it's dangerous. I just.
Oh, you mean this continent? Yes?
Yes.
Well, see, that's very much the thing. I didn't mean to come to this continent, and I had no idea I was here until recently. Again, I teleported here. Didn't mean to.
Well,
Can I roll an insight check? Listen
Sure.
to a story again.
Yeah.
I must have missed the
Okay,
part where
I'll-
you said it was
that's
an
a whopping
accident.
5.
What'd you get?
A whopping 5.
He's lying.
Okay.
What?
Totally lying.
I raised my crossbow again.
He
Heh.
puts his hands up. Problem?
Is there? I look at Eladon questioningly.
I don't know if I buy it.
You don't know if you buy it? I'm not
Does-
selling anything, sir.
Does
Just-
Vitali buy it?
Roll an insight check.
Just the circumstances.
A
Of what?
6. Vitali does not buy it.
He's a little sus.
Do I feel like I should also insight?
Go ahead.
I mean, what are the odds that you were just searching some random temple and
Should I-
poof,
18.
wind
Can
up
I
here.
have some brain?
Yep, you do. You have some brains. This guy's obviously telling the truth. He is not well equipped, in the middle of nowhere.
Covered in dirt and mud.
Oh,
And
veins in
snow.
his beard. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. And then I hold up my hands and say, "Look, I don't like the looks of him stumbling in here any more than you, but look at him. Come on. He couldn't sneak up on us if he wanted to."
make a perception check on that.
Sure.
Also, not to sound like
That's a
a
7.
know-it-all. Not to sound like a know-it-all or anything like that, but if any of you have studied magic or the satyrs at all in the past, you've probably read one of my books.
Um, Eladon, you look at him and he is filthy. It's not hard to tell that he is filthy and under equipped.
Lost.
Yeah.
The word would be lost.
Yeah.
Uh, I you write you're an a author is the
A
word
professor. But yes.
professor.
Well, as a professor, I guess I am taking some time off teaching to study and do some research on my own. You know,
And
it's
be
been-
lost.
and be lost. Ha! Yes. Well, that was unfortunate circumstance resulting in my not being very careful. If you'd like, though, I can show you the runes that I sketched in the original Seder temple. And he opens up his notebook to the page, and you can just see like a half-drawn circle where he did draw some runes and then ended up stepping on it.
Can I read it?
The
Um,
runes.
Make an intelligence check, as you are not
Dirty
proficient in
20.
Arcana.
Dirty 20.
It is a
Oops.
very nice circle with some squiggly lines in it, and it sure as hell looks magical.
I don't feel like bending down to look at that little drawing.
That checks out. Are you coming with us or not? Because we are not going to the crater.
Not yet.
Hmm.
I mean, do you have other
Personally.
business to do?
Here's a question. Do you have access to resources such as food?
Well,
Because I'll be honest, I'm not really great at the whole hunting thing. The first hog I found for meat purposes ended up becoming my friend. Speaking of which, I don't know where he is.
Is is the man gone? Or is he like
The
run
man?
and stuck around?
is he the one you were yelling for?
The hog. A warthog. His name is Pog.
Hog.
Pog the hog.
Warthog?
Yes.
There's warthogs? Wait, do I know what a warthog is?
Yeah, you would know what a warthog is.
Which way did
Okay.
it go?
Well, I chased him in the direction of your camp when I heard some scary beasts and not branches snapping behind me. And I'm gonna roll a deception, and it's gonna be real bad. It's a 5. You can very
I'm gonna get up and head in the direction you kind of mentioned. And
Yeah.
see if I can track it.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check.
Gesundheit.
Perception check first.
Thanks.
Okay. Aha, 21. Not 20.
21. Yeah. You start looking around, and you do indeed start to see some tracks that look like a hog's footprint. And you begin to follow it, and after a few moments, you also hear a howling sound.
Like
Ooh.
wolves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pick up the pace.
Okay.
Yeah, Vitali takes off.
I'm also gonna keep an eye out to see if I can spot the howling.
Now roll a survival check to see if you can track these tracks.
All right. That is a 16.
16. Okay, easy enough. You begin to weave your way through the creek area, and eventually you come up upon a. It's kind of like a shallow side section of the creek, and there is 2 wolves looking and starting to dig into a. It looks like some kind of burrow. And you also notice that the pig tracks lead straight into the burrow.
Okay, I'm gonna have my crossbow at the ready, but I'm gonna actually try and see if I can startle the wolves to run.
Okay.
I'm just gonna make myself all big and yell really loud.
All right. Roll an intimidation check.
That's 15.
15. Okay. So you get yourself real big and you yell really loud, and they turn and they look at you and they start to growl, and then something behind you catches their attention. As Vitali walks up, they whimper and dart away.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that was all you, for sure.
Is he human? That's not a human.
What?
What?
Huh?
What is Eldenal? Eldon.
Eladon appears to be an elf.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not human. He's an elf.
That was oddly aggressive and animalistic behavior.
Oh, he's got to fit in with us somehow.
I'm just gonna ignore it and press forward. I'm gonna go check, see what they were digging after in the burrow.
Okay. As you approach the burrow, a small little snout pokes its nose out, and ever so slowly, the head of a hog pops out, and it looks
Hiya.
around, sees you, and darts back into the hole.
Vitali yanks it out of the hole.
Hey, Vitaly, come on.
Vitaly reaches into the hole, grabs it, yanks it out. It is squealing and squealing and squealing, and you've got it in your hands.
Pog,
Really? Really? It's still a living animal.
please set him down immediately, please.
Are you going to lose him again?
I fucking
There
hope
are- There are much scarier things than wolves here.
not. He puts his arms out, asking you to drop the small hog in his arms.
Vitali places him in your arms.
The pig
Uh.
is shaking in terror.
Pepinoja cradles the poor baby.
Gotta
If
work on your handle animal skills.
Speaking of which, I approach and bend over, reaching towards the pig. May I?
This is like the first look on his face that is not fear, like outright fear or obscene curiosity that you've seen on his face. He just kind of looks worried, and he unfurls his arms a little bit, allowing you to do what it is you would like to do.
Honestly, just kind of clucks her tongue a little and grooms, pets the hog along the head, the brow a couple times in a soothing motion. Don't have a spell, just want to use my animal handling.
So roll with advantage because you do have that speech of the woods ability.
I guess. Oh, did that big scary horse scare you? She is a little. I don't even know how she bent over to grab you out of the hole, honestly. But
I have knees, Sildaloon.
she's very big and scary, and she can't hear me right now.
Yeah, so
Um,
well, all you guys hear is like Sildaloon starts oinking and like moving in a weird piggish way.
I am snorting. Fuck you an advantage 10.
10. It's still enough to calm the pig down.
I apologize. We've had a rough go of it. You wouldn't happen to see any unicorns lately, have you?
As a matter of
Um,
fact, you have. One of the first animals that you saw when you teleported was a group of unicorns, all foaming at the mouth.
I did. I have. Yes.
Did they look
They didn't
off?
appear well. Yes, I believe they were rabid.
How many?
There was a small group, probably about 5 or 6,
All rabid?
all foaming at the mouth. On my first day here, actually, I had just kind of zapped in and walked around for a few minutes and saw them at the edge of a forest.
I look back at the others with discomfort.
Gonna take out my map, rudimentary map, and just kind of point out for Pepinoja. Is that how it's pronounced?
That is how it is pronounced. Yes.
Yeah. Generally, where we're at, and say, can you tell us what direction you came from?
Oh, he kind of like looks a little disoriented, I guess, because this is the first time he's seeing where he's at on a map. He asks if he can grab it for a second to try to get his bearings.
So if I can what?
If he can grab it for a second to try to get his bearings.
Yeah, I hand it over to him.
Using an intelligence check, would I be able to identify where we are and where I came from?
Yeah, you wouldn't even actually need to roll anything for that. Using the map, you're fairly smart and you have an idea of where you are as in relation to where you started.
Sure.
You just don't know where in the world you are.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
Go ahead.
looking at the map, you can see that you're near the mountains. The crater's to the west. The colony is probably a 2-day hike to the southeast, and you're kind of on the edge of the mountains and in the plains ever so slightly, more of the foothills of the mountains.
Okay. I point out where I started, and say it was kind of around this small area right here, within about a mile of here.
Okay. Is that where you saw the
Yes, yes. That's what I'm referring to.
right.
I started here and went northwest for a little while, where I found them.
And that's roughly a mile of where we are?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Certainly within walking distance if we wanted to go investigate further.
May I ask why you're interested in the unicorns specifically?
Well, we ran into a few of them yesterday. They were, as you said, rabid, but we were able to at least heal them, it would seem, or cure them, as it were.
Right.
Is it a plague of sorts going around?
We don't exactly understand it. I didn't even know if it would work, really. But whatever's wrong with them isn't natural.
What do you mean, not natural?
I
Rabies, I would assume, is perfectly natural.
Yeah,
If it's on such a widespread scale, obviously it's not super
yes,
natural,
right. Okay. Yes, but it was not. It. I know what
Yeah.
rabies.
So
looks like.
just to clarify, rabies in this world doesn't exist. It is a rabies-like
Oh, my bad.
um,
I apologize.
like symptom.
What I'm recalling is the spell that I used. You saying that it wasn't natural and it was
Correct.
cured another way.
Magical.
So it was not natural, and your spell did take away whatever was causing the issue.
Right.
But it's not something that you have ever seen anywhere else in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. What he said.
Interesting.
Let's put it this way. You're the first creature we've come across since landing on these shores that hasn't tried to attack us.
Oh,
I resent that.
what?
That's not entirely true. And Vitali twirls a crown in her hands. She has not put it on. She just kind of holds on to it.
Living creature, I amend.
I
Well,
suppose you should meet him.
Yeah.
And she throws the crown at you.
Vitaly, he disappears.
I disappear?
No, Orc.
Oh. So you throw a crown at me.
Yep.
He's not good at catch 'em ups, so he's just going. I'll roll a dexterity check.
Okay.
That's an 8.
Okay. You miss it, and it begins to roll down the creek.
Oh shit. Vitali goes to catch it.
All right. Oric
Pissed.
looks a little dizzy when you pick it up. He's like, "Don't do that."
I'm sorry, my friend.
Uh,
She holds the crown out.
Did you talk? Did you? I'm sorry. Talk to the crown? Did you talk?
No, take the crown.
He feels uncomfortable but pressured and takes the crown.
The
Being
second you
pressed
see
fully
you
on
take the
his
crown, there is a dwarf right in your face, and he's like, "Hello." He just materializes.
I'm gonna roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
Am I aware of, with a 7, am I aware of any artifacts like this?
You are not. This is a new one.
Uh, Pepinoja looks first at the dwarf, and then at Vitali, and then back at the dwarf. Tell me everything there is to know about your existence, please. And then he pulls out the notebook.
I was born on a sunny mid-morn,
Oh boy.
He nods.
and he goes through like his life. It takes
Pepinoja
about an
sits down and
hour.
starts
I
writing
will
it
not
down.
wait for this. I have wandered
what's
away.
noteworthy about Oric's life?
Sorry, what was that, Annie?
What's noteworthy about Oric's life? Pepinoja is extremely
He's a prince.
okay. Of what
And
nation?
sorry,
Of what nation?
of the Stonecutter clan.
Okay.
Um, he was here 900 years ago during the great catastrophe, and managed to stay alive until a little after the comet hit. He explains that the crown was made to essentially uh, be a keeper of the vault and there are 4 different vaults in this area, which the others know about already. And he was the keeper, and somehow when the comet hit, the magic from the comet and the magic of the crown preserved his being in the crown.
That is absolutely fascinating. Okay. Where exactly? I'm sorry. Where? How did you die?
I suffocated.
Where? When? 900 years ago. When? Where? How? In what?
Uh, in my home near the vault,
Okay.
900 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
because of the dust magic.
Dust magic. Now,
Well,
is this the dust that was settling from the comet after?
yes, that.
Okay. Understandable.
I don't know. I don't do magic.
This is fair. What was your proximity to the crown at the time?
Sorry?
What was your proximity to the crown at the time? Were you about? I mean,
Oh, I was wearing it.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense.
This
Okay.
guy's really nosy.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Do you remember anything about the magic dust specifically? Was it glowing?
No, it was dust.
Oh, it's just dust. Okay, kicked up from the comet. I thought you said magic dust. My apologies.
Well, yes, it came from the magic of the
Oh,
comet.
Of course,
Yeah.
Of course. What color was it?
Dust colored.
Okay, so brownish. Understandable. I appreciate you talking to me. May I? Hang on. And he casts Identify on the crown.
Okay. This crown has a bunch of different magics imbued into it, including alteration. Oh, hold on.
Take it down.
Enchantment, illusion, and transmutation.
Okay, so it's of a different substance than it started with. It is enchanted probably to hold well, not to hold the soul originally, but to be a keeper. Illusion magic, so it looks a little bit different than it's supposed to. What sort of alteration magic?
Roll an Arcana check.
Okay. That would be an 18.
An 18. You look at it and you get the sense that isn't that the object has been altered. It's something that it can do.
Okay. Do I get the sense that it's just like a power charged within the crown, or is there like an unsealed word of power to it? How do I?
You get the sense that it is just part of the crown itself.
Okay.
Um,
Do I retain
and
any knowledge about how to use this factor of it?
you are not 100% certain. It is a very, very old artifact.
Mhm.
And you haven't seen anything of its like before.
Auric, what would happen if I put this crown on?
Oh, if you give me permission, I can show you.
You would take over my body.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. I like that. That's very, very useful. Does it need to be permission based?
Oh,
Is consent
technically no.
Okay.
I could try to
Mm-hmm.
take over, but I don't like to do that.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, if we had to get into a fight of something, if there were a giant around and I were to place you on top of the giant's head, and then we could use the giant for good.
Oh, I
Or
never
rather
thought about that before.
for smashing down mountains or something. That'd be awesome. Okay.
I've never tried it. Mainly because, well, the only person who let me do it, well, he's not here, but, I don't know how successful I'd be.
Okay. That's still fascinating. I love it. I'm definitely going to have questions for you coming up about your civilization and what life was like here about 900 years ago. I know there's, records of that sort of thing, but better to hear it from the horse's mouth, if you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. I will give you back to your friend.
Yep.
And he hands, not chucks, the crown back to Vitali.
She takes it.
Excellent.
Inquisitive. Did you learn anything?
Quite a bit, yes. There is so many different spells at work on one object. It is kind of crazy. And I would know a thing or two about that. So, obviously, the crown can, take over people and things like that. It has some sort of illusion enchantment upon it. It's been changed into a different material than it was when it started. I can tell that because it's got transmutation magic cast upon it. And it has some sort of alteration spell on it that I can't figure out how to work. It's got really, really old spells that I've never seen or heard of before. So I don't really know exactly what they do.
The illusion magic is probably the fact that you can't see him unless you're holding it.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Not to.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Well, I didn't mean to change the subject. It's just you said you'd been researching satyrs, and
Yes. Oh, that doesn't mean I can't stop and research other things when they present
What?
themselves to me as clearly as Auric did.
yes, you seem to be very curious. But what did you find out there? We don't even. Wait, you said what did you find?
Well-
You went to the crater? You didn't go to the
No. I was transported to this continent. Get this, from the southeasternmost continent on this planet.
What?
Yeah. That's probably something like over 1,500 miles in one instant.
Do we even know where that is?
Yeah, you would have an idea that there are other continents, which your DM has not named yet. But yeah, there are other places.
The super southern. Okay, cool. Right. How do you teleport that far by accident?
By falling into a circle. Happens quite a lot that I fall into things that hurt me. Not so many times that I fall into things that, allow me to travel faster than the speed of light.
Was there any sort of correlating circle on the other side when you came out?
There was not.
I came out about 5 feet in the air above a grassland and then fell. and hurt my little tushy.
Sorry to hear that.
No, that's okay. It was fascinating.
Well,
I only wish that I could have been not the person to go through the circles, that I could see it from the other side and see, what sort of effects were occurring. Anyway,
you may get an opportunity to do just that.
one of these days.
Right.
However,
Yeah. Actually, Pepinoja, make an Arcana check. We're going to do this retroactively.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So when you appeared, and you appeared 5 feet of the ground, you notice that the air shimmered with magic. So you think that you were in the process of being teleported further, but something stopped you.
That would occur to him now. Come to think of it, there was an odd sensation in the air, some sort of odd rippling affecting. The more that I think about it, the more I think that I was not just ported, but traveling. I think I was stuck. I had the odd sensation of movement, and then something kind of like hitting a wall, like something stopped me mid-transit.
Strange. Maybe you were meant to go to one of those other portals and it got cut short.
Does anybody have a world map?
Not
Nope.
with me.
No.
Okay. Please mark where we... Well, actually, he pulls out a quill and he marks on the map approximately where he was when he landed.
Okay.
My intention is to draw a straight line from where I was to where I ended up and see what happens or where I would travel beyond that.
It points to the crater.
We know for
Okay.
a fact that's where it is.
That's where, if you were to
Draw a straight
draw
line
a straight line between those 2 points of where you ended up and where you started, because you know where you started.
Yeah, at least the general direction.
I just meant that crater. We know factually where that is.
Yes, it's to the west. Like you,
I didn't know
you
if
have an
I didn't know if we meant
approximate.
general west or like actual location.
Yeah, it's a massive, massive crater.
Okay.
Pepinoja lays his quill down across the map, so that the feather points in the general direction of where he started, and the point of it passes through where he landed and towards the crater, and says, I think I was supposed to end up there.
Yeah, just to give you guys context here, the crater here takes up half of the map that you guys have. So you see the like the mountain ring on the west side?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the crater.
I see. Okay.
Well, it would seem, at least eventually, our paths would have crossed. We were planning on heading out that direction eventually to solve a few mysteries of our own.
It's just, Pepinoja,
Yes.
what were you doing, if I may ask, at your original location?
Ah, of course. Well, I come from the Wizarding University of the Barthans. I've always studied the satyrs. I mean, the information they left behind is astounding, to say the least. And well, based solely on the magic of Auric and the magic of the very large circle that sent me here, we've lost quite a bit of magical knowledge throughout the years. I was studying what the satyrs left behind. There is a temple dedicated to their worship back near my college, quite a few leagues away, but still in the same continent, you understand? I was doing an archaeological dig, and we found several artifacts that I was very, very excited to, research, but nothing about the one thing I was looking for, a box of sorts.
Box.
A
Is
box?
this your artifact that you spoke of?
What about it?
Is that what you meant? The box?
Yes. Or at the very least, it's referenced as a box. I don't know exactly what it is. That's just what it's called in all the writings I've seen. Or referenced as, quote unquote, box. Big box.
Ah, right.
Did this box have any sort of name?
Not one that I can think of. Just referenced as the box.
That's
Or the satyr's box.
Satyr's box. Great. Right, but when you teleported, I mean, did you just? Was there a trigger? Or did something happen?
I stepped in a circle.
And then, phew.
It was my oopsie. Who was I to know that it was activated and ready to go? You know.
I mean,
It was
that's
glowing. It was glowing with arcane energy. I definitely should have known. I was just
it
really,
was
really caught up.
right,
drawing
right.
it.
Okay, yeah. You shouldn't step into glowing circles.
You know, I'm very familiar with glyph magic and the like, right? I've just set a number of traps myself, but I just couldn't see the rune right, and then it was right up against the wall, so I didn't want to it was. I didn't want to take a guess at what I was drawing. I wanted to stand directly over it and draw it. So anyway.
Okay. I mean, at least we met you instead of some. You'll see eventually.
Giant snail?
Yeah.
Giant snails?
Amorphous changelings?
Right. What
I'm gonna
else?
roll Arcana on that.
What else have you seen here?
Well, grass,
Yeah.
snow, dirt, and mountains.
Yeah, you've seen
Lot
the
of
unicorns
strange
and some
animals.
wolves,
Yeah.
and the occasional panther, or what you think was a panther.
Big cat, big wolves, unicorns, mountains, dirt, snow.
That sounds about right.
And the pig.
Lots of warthog.
Is there anything odd about the warthog, by the way?
Make
He's rather small and rotund.
make a nature check.
Okay. That is 23.
23. You look over this warthog, and it is a little odd. Its fur is colors that you don't necessarily think would be on a warthog. From what you've been told and from what you've seen elsewhere.
What is special about it?
I was just about to ask you, what colors do you want your warthog to have?
I didn't imagine him as being different than your average warthog. Now I'm very intrigued. Is he magical in some sort of way? Anything that I would have picked up on in the past couple of weeks?
Nothing magical, but there is something different about the fur. So I'm going to let you go ahead and tell us what that is.
It is stark white. Rather, the fur on most of his body is, your average kind of gray brown. But the mohawk, the mane of my beautiful boy, is stark white, as are his eyes.
There you go. Which is unusual
Indeed.
for any animal.
Yes, but quite in line with what we've seen of creatures in this area.
Yeah.
Just in sheer terms of it being odd for our normal lands.
I think it must be evolutionary, right? Obviously, the white is going to blend in a little bit easier with the snow, even though he's still keeping that beautiful dirt color for the rest of his fur. I actually found him burrowed in the snow, sleeping. I'm thinking it was kind of a camouflage defense mechanism sort of deal.
I can't honestly argue that, but there are some strange things in these woods, and well, I would think twice before touching something.
Least of all, us.
In any case, before we go
Awkward.
venturing out into any other areas, we should probably head back to the settlement.
Settlement?
Yeah. Yeah, you can clean up and get some
Food.
Food? Yeah,
Food.
hot meal.
Oh boy.
Maybe a
Alright.
hot shower. We can
He
heat up
picks
some water.
he picks up Pog. Did you hear
Discount
that?
of their first immigrant.
We get food. He picks up Pog and he places Pog upon his head.
What did I
Yes,
look
well,
at?
I hope you like snail meat.
My good friend, I would eat any sort of meat, any sort of plant. I am starving. Not grass that contains silica. Fucks up your teeth.
Oh, what'd you say, Jack?
I was making a bad joking character who would be to himself.
Okay. All right. So, what's the plan?
Okay. We were going to go north a bit further, from my recollection, but that was before we gained a new companion. So,
Yes, we got a little sidetracked, didn't we?
yes. So, I mean, I think it'd be kind of cruel to make him go along with us so ill prepared. Perhaps we should return then, as you said, or Orison.
Yeah, I believe that would probably be for the best.
Well
What
then,
does everyone else think?
I would like to get some food, so I am very, very interested in this.
Let us go back.
All right. So you guys start heading back. It is about a 2-day journey. So
oh,
who's leading?
I'll be leading.
Okay.
I'll help him out.
gathered on the way.
Sorry, what was that, Jordan?
I'm just thinking, like, I know it's winter, but like, is there any foraging we could have done?
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, we're just gonna starve him.
Well, I
Well,
mean, so
and
we
you
don't have
all,
to go
I'm
back.
I am also under the impression that y'all took some supplies with you from the colony.
I was
Yep,
gonna
there are
say,
supplies. No.
Yeah. But you could definitely go hunting, or you can attempt to forage to see if you can find some edible plant
I
and
would go
life.
for roots.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a nature check, please.
If it's a 2-day travel, I'll go ahead and hunt.
Okay.
Does it mean we need proficiency again? Just that's added.
Yeah. So it's adding an additional +2 automatically for you.
Okay, then all right, 15.
15. Yeah. You look around and you find some odd looking root plant. But you do some tests on it, and it seems like it's not poisonous. Uh, you it's not milky when you cut it. It's
It's not bitter.
not bitter. It doesn't make your lips tingle or anything like that.
Fantastic.
It is a bright pink, which is a little odd, but
Oh boy.
on the inside. Um,
Beets.
uh, but it has the flavor of like yams.
Oh, I can work with this.
Yeah. Um, Eladon, roll a survival check, please.
Alrighty.
Vitalia is also going hunting if that helps him out.
Do it with advantage, Eladon.
Dirty 20. Do I need these? Oh, yeah. Roll for this for shits and giggles. I'll
Sorry,
take the dirty 20.
dirty 20. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and Jack, you're going in and out a little bit.
It may just be because my voice is going in and out. So.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. You managed to find some winter hares, and you managed to ping a few, enough for the group.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna head back with the hares.
Yeah, and these hares, their feet are so big that a majority of the meat is actually in the foot of the hare as opposed to the body of the hare.
Interesting.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, you're pretty sure that if they had seen you while you were trying to hunt them, um, they likely would have gotten away.
Almost like a natural snowshoe.
Yeah, it is impressive how fast they were moving through the snow.
That's what evolution does to you.
But that just implies how long has it been snowy here?
Well, it's winter right now.
I guess it's just when you evolve that much, your feet are that big all year round.
Mm-hmm.
They're rabbits. They're supposed to have big feet.
Well, yes, thank you very much.
These are abnormally large feet for rabbits.
Yeah.
I mean, they could travel from the mountains when it's winter,
Or maybe they just have big feet.
or maybe they have big feet. Yep.
Biology in this part of the world is incredible.
It's
Mhm.
different.
So I'm gonna sit down by. We have a fire going already, or
Oh yeah, I would assume that that's something that's not hard to start for you.
so I'm gonna sit down by the fire and start cleaning them and getting them ready to cook.
Okay, easy enough. You're skilled enough with survival that, especially with your time in the army, that hunting and preparing food is not difficult. It might not be good food, but it's edible.
But it's at least edible. Okay.
Yeah.
I brought salt, so
Yeah. And so okay, with that knowledge, are you guys heading back to the colony, or are you guys heading north some more?
I think heading north. If we don't have to stop back to like feed the man, we can go north.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
That's fair. I respect that.
are you
No objections
satisfied?
here.
Yeah, bunny, delicious. I'm fine.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, you'll have to stay dirty a bit longer.
Um, So we'll say that you guys headed north instead of south, and you traveled for a day. Um, you're out in the wilderness. You're not seeing a whole lot other than creek, um, foothills, valleys, mountains to the west. Um, somebody make a perception check for me. Who's really looking around?
I am.
Pepinoge is much more interested in looking at Vitali's legs.
Okay.
And that's not a legs go on for miles joke.
What'd you say to roll?
Perception check.
That would be a 17.
17.
Unless I'm in direct daylight.
No, you are not. Ever since you've been here, the clouds have not broken.
Okay.
And it has been snowing on and off since then. Like it gets bright enough to see during the day, but there is that overcast feel, like you get in winter for weeks
Okay.
on end. So sorry, what was the roll?
17.
17. As you are marching along, at some point you decide to go up to a hill, and when you get up to the hill, you look out and you see some odd colors in the air, almost as if it's like dust particles, but not dust. And it begins to swirl and get bigger, and soon you realize that it's blowing in from the west. And it seems to be slowly encircling you in the valley and slowly coming up the mountain. Or not the mountain, the hill.
It looks like dust, you said?
Ish, yeah. It's kind of like a fog.
and it's surrounding us, but
Yeah.
moving
So
up the hill.
the first thing it does is it fills the low points, and then as it becomes denser, it begins to move up the hill and covering other hills as well.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna head
you're
back.
seeing greens and purples and pinks, and as it so it hasn't quite gotten to you guys at the top of the hill yet, but there's all kinds of colors in this fog.
Okay. I'm gonna head back down to the rest of the group. There's something coming towards us. I'm not sure exactly what it almost seems to be some sort of multi-hued cloud.
Oh, wow.
Show me.
Yeah.
Bring him back up to where I found it or saw it rather.
So you guys all go up to the top of the hill, and as you look out towards the west, um, this fog is coming in quick, and there are just spurts of different colors throughout the fog, um, and it seems to be encircling the hill that you're on now, and slowly creeping up.
Can I see if it's affecting any of the wildlife that may be in it?
Make a perception check.
Hot damn, that's a 19.
19. You look out, and the birds are staying above it and flying away. And as you look around, you don't quite see any other animals in the fog. It's a bit thick.
The birds are avoiding this. This may be bad.
I feel
Pog,
like we should find some cover of some sort.
I want to actually address Pog.
My son?
Yes, your son.
What do you need him for?
I have a question.
He's just gonna yeet him right into the mist.
I'm oh my god.
Send my son into the mist.
That was out of character. That was joke.
I mean, I
Yeet!
yeah, I said I'm going to
Squeak!
Pog and-
Squeal!
then I
Listen,
mean,
Lady Jordan, of all of us here, would be the last person to send an animal companion into the fog.
You are
I-
absolutely correct.
Oh, I know.
I yeet Eladon into the field.
Yeah.
Hey, that is close to an animal companion.
I- okay, well he already warned about the birds though.
So
I oink oink to a Pog.
To my son.
Yes, to Sun Pog, Sun Goku Pog. Should we? Is this to be feared? Should we run? What is his fight or flight response?
Pog is like sleeping on top of
Peppa's head.
Pippa's head. I rolled a nat one.
Oh wow, he is full of tubers. Okay. I mean, it was very filling meal. Either way.
It's not a tuba.
No,
Uh.
it's not your fault. He's just sleepy because I'm scratching the sides of his belly. And while Pog is on Peppa's head, he's like holding him for stability and also just kind of like scritching his sides.
Well, that's not helping us right now. Oh, fine. Okay.
I know. I'm sorry. He's just very cute.
Okay. It's very adorable. We may die. And I look around. It's continuing to like?
Yeah,
Are
at
we
this
on
point,
an island?
at this point, you're on an island in the fog,
Cool.
and it is slowly um, coming up the sides of this hill.
Are there any
I,
tall trees we can try to climb?
Not near you. No.
I have speak with small beasts as a racial trait. I place Pog on the ground and I poke him on the nose to wake him up, and I say, "Buddy,
Squeak!
please run around in a circle if we need to stay out of this fog."
I can literally talk to your pig.
I'm just getting his attention.
I don't know why that one got me.
So you wake him up,
Yes.
and he looks around, and he looks at the fog, it doesn't seem to scare Pog.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe this is normal to him.
Do you see this often? Run around in a circle if yes.
Pog just looks around and then looks at the people in your group and stays still.
Okay. I
You get the sense that your pig's not too bright.
I scritch him on the head and I say, "That's okay." And then I pick him back up and I put him on my head and I say, "Let's get the hell out of this fog."
Yeah, your pig's real dumb. Just so you know.
He's stupid. It's okay. He's my friend. He's my friend.
It's more a matter of how we leave. Wait a minute. I may have coincidentally. Well, hang on. Is this even going to hurt us? We don't know.
The animals are avoiding it. I would prefer to.
Birds always fly.
You did point that out. Okay.
Birds being in the air is not a sign of doom.
No, but when they are actively flying away from something, it is.
Up is not an odd direction for a bird.
This is true.
All right, you want to go into it?
Sure.
Your guess.
Vitaly walks into the fog.
Roll a d8.
Oh boy.
5.
2, 3, 4, 5. And roll a d100 for me. Oh, sorry. Hold on. That's not right.
Where's the big
Roll a d20 for me.
Nat 20.
What does it
3,
mean?
4, 5, 6, 8,
Roll for new character.
9, 10, 15, 16,
Damn
17,
it.
18,
Now you're a dog.
20. Vitaly, everybody else, you watch as Vitaly enters this fog, and suddenly one of the colors in the mists runs into her. She is suddenly outlined in a blue-green light. And it's almost impossible to miss her in the fog. She's just highlighted.
But
How do you feel?
Bright.
That's not a okay.
she's like that. Ugh. Be more specific.
I feel luminescent.
That is definitely a more descriptive word. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Pepinoja walks into the fog.
Roll a d8.
All right. 2.
Okay. Roll a d20.
Okay. I'm scared of that one. 17.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I'm dead.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Below you, a disc 3 foot in diameter begins to float 3 feet up and lifts you off the ground.
I'm very familiar with this spell. I know this spell. This is Tensor's floating disc.
You are familiar with the spell, yes. You do not have control of this.
This is fine. Pepinoja sits down upon the disc because he's aware that it sits in place. It does not move. And he starts sketching this down. Okay, this is... Hold on. And I think this is wild magic. Am I right?
In a
Pepinoja would think
sense,
this is wild magic.
yeah, in a sense, this is a form of wild magic, yes.
Pepinoja's going to roll for Arcana. Can you tell me more if I get high roll?
Yeah, sure, go ahead and roll Arcana.
Is there anything to learn out of nature out of this?
24.
24. Looking around, you notice that, looking at Vitaly, that she has fairy fire currently cast upon her. And you know that's an evocation spell. You know that the floating disc is a conjuration spell, and you also know that there are 6 other colors, which compose the colors of the other schools of magic.
Okay, everyone, please be careful. This fog is representative of wild magic. If you step in it, some random magical effect is going to take place.
Oh wow. There's a
So-
lot of fog.
So
There's
what
a
you're
lot of fog.
saying is if we step in, we could either be transfigured into something or potentially disintegrated.
Those are definitely worst case scenarios there, my friend. You could also just conjure a magical servant, be healed, cast a fireball.
Okay, that's enough. Can I see like an edge of this fog, or is it just carpeting all around us?
It is carpeting all around you.
Is it still moving, or is it surrounded us and just kind of stopped where it is?
It is still coming up the hill,
Oh,
but
and it's going
it is
lower.
going east. And at this point, it's pretty much as far as the eye can see in every direction.
I feel like we should be staying out of this as much as possible.
Well, I have
Completely
already
agree.
committed the bad.
I have also already done this and have suffered no ill effects. I would like to carry on.
Okay.
Okay. Do you move any?
Yeah, she moves west.
Okay. How far are you going?
I guess she'd walk like 5 feet and then check to see if everyone else is coming with her.
I am not. I have an idea.
Staying out of the mist.
The mist is going to get you.
I'm using mold earth.
Okay. To do what?
I want to take ground that no one is standing on to build an incline up to a higher level,
Okay. Easy enough.
which looks like it will be at least. I can move a 5 by 5 foot cube.
Mm-hmm. So it's enough for you and one other person if you squeeze.
Okay, I can do this multiple times. This is a cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
But is there, I mean, is there a point at which the fog cannot reach? Or is
You
it
are
rising?
uncertain. It is rising.
Does the
But
fog sink into the hole that I made?
it does.
Does anything happen? I mean,
Mm-hmm. You haven't
guess
touched it, so it's just fog with colors in it.
great, cool. I'm just gonna keep. I don't know. I don't trust wild magic. It can. I know. I've seen wild magic do some pretty gnarly stuff. But also, I want to watch Vitali.
Vitali, roll a d8.
Oh. Seven.
Ooh, fun one. Roll a d20.
Okay.
9.
8, 9. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm actually not terrible at those. I'm actually terrible at that. 7.
Suddenly, you can neither see nor hear.
Uh-oh.
However, you can still see and hear Auric.
Huh.
He kind of looks over at you and goes, what's wrong?
You seem to be the only thing I can perceive.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it is not, my friend.
Uh,
Am I still glowing?
you are.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Can we tell that? Has anything changed with her?
You
She
see
has
her.
stopped moving.
Yeah, you see her stop,
Oh.
and
Vitali?
nothing.
Vitali?
May
She
I
turns
cast,
her head to look around, but like does not respond to you.
may I cast Arcana to see if I understand what's going on here?
You can certainly try. It's a little difficult to
This is also a
ascertain.
spell I know, but this is also a spell I know, but like would not be something that's very easy to see.
Yeah, she's
It's
not.
okay.
Yeah, she's not like near you at this point.
I
Okay.
She
am
did.
glowing though, so I'm very visible.
Yeah,
I got a 15.
a 15. It's obvious that she can't hear you.
Hmm.
I wave.
And Pepinoja, roll a d8 for me.
5.
5.
Am I also rolling a d20?
Yes, please.
That is an 11.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. You are on your disc when suddenly, let me roll to hit. What's your AC?
11.
Okay. When suddenly, um, 11. Damn. A zap of lightning slams into you, and you take 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Cast her down.
No, not down. Just
Whoa.
Pepinoja quickly scurries out of the fog, which I assume was only like a couple feet.
Yeah.
And says, "Okay, so the longer you stand in there, the longer you are susceptible to magical effects.
Great.
I'm
Okay.
guessing since Vitali doesn't seem to be able to hear us, she's currently subject to a blindness deafness spell. I don't remember exactly how long that takes to wear off.
I can fix that, but not from over here.
We definitely need to get her out of there.
I'm going to take my rope out of my backpack and try to tie a lasso and then throw it to Vitali.
roll
Offended for her, dog.
it. Roll a d20 and add your dex modifier.
My dex modifier?
Yeah,
All right. That's an 8.
an 8. It goes wide and disappears into the fog. Pull it back.
Try it again.
You can in a second. Anybody else want to try anything?
I am going back to trying to build my hill.
Okay, so you raise up some more 5-foot platforms, and the fog is filling in the.
Yes, I'm trying to make a pool essentially,
Okay,
or a moat maybe. Is
like a
that
moat. That's interesting. Yeah. So you're raising up the center point and making a moat.
yes?
Okay. All right. And you're staying in the center where you've raised up, or are you like on the outside of it?
I mean, I would say I'm trying to make enough room for all of us in the center.
Okay. So who is up on these platforms right now?
Oh, Eladon definitely is. He's not liking this at all.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Also trying to find
well-
rocks if I can to make it more sturdy in the center.
Hmm.
That's not too difficult to make it sturdy with that magic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not hard. Elon, Sildaloon, and Ori. By the way, I'm gonna give up on trying to pronounce your name. You are now Ori.
That's fine.
And Pepinoja, are you still up on the hill outside of the fog at the moment, or are you up on these platforms that Sildaloon is making?
I will absolutely jump up on the platforms.
Okay, excellent. And Vitaly, are you standing still or are you attempting to move at this point?
She is staying put.
Okay. Roll a d8.
3.
3. Ooh, that one's fun.
I hate
Last
that.
time you said that, I went deaf and blind.
roll a d20.
3.
Okay. Uh
Right.
okay. That one will come up later. Okay. Ori, you may try and throw the rope again.
Okay. It's another 8.
An 8. You throw it again and miss. Oric says to you, Vitali, he's really bad at that.
Who's bad at what?
Oh, the 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 drow is trying to throw a rope.
I'm gonna assist Ori on this next one.
That's interesting. This seems to be the only time the drow can't hit me.
Shit.
Roll a d8, Vitali.
7.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. D20.
13.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Uh-oh.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Okay. That'll come up later as well.
Oh boy.
Still nonsense. Oh.
Okay. Um Ori, would you like to attempt to
Hold on. I have one theory. Is Pog still chill?
Pog has now woken up and is looking around like, oh shit.
Oh, so he's actually concerned about the fog now?
A little. Yeah.
Okay.
Mainly because he's like up on a platform
Ah.
and he doesn't know what's going on. You have to
Um,
understand, Pog has like a -2 intelligence and a -1 wisdom.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
he ain't too bright.
then never mind. My theory is quashed for now. Carry on.
Okay. Um Ori, with advantage, since Eladon is attempting to help you, go ahead and throw that rope again.
All right. Come on. Third time's the charm. Oh, yes. Okay. Nat 20 for a total of 24.
Okay. Vitali, you suddenly feel something wrap around your upper half. It then tightens and begins to pull.
What is that?
Oh, it's the rope. He managed to get you this time.
Oh, of course. Took him this fucking long.
All right. And do me a favor, roll a percentage die. We're gonna see if you get hit by one more spell as they guide you out.
64.
You get hit by one more spell as you get pulled out.
Oh, I am a mess. Let's go.
Roll a d8.
Oh my god.
All cursed.
That's an 8
Ooh, fun.
and a 17.
8 and 17. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. So let's Suddenly, you are, as you're being walked back, and you've got your like arms tied to your side. Your hands begin to fill with what feels like um, grapes.
What? Oric, what's in my hands?
I don't know what those are. They look like berries. You exit the uh you're coming up the hill. Make a dexterity check at disadvantage because you still can't see.
I'm gonna commit cry. I rolled a nat 20 and then also a 2.
Oh. So you're walking forward, and suddenly the ground drops out below you. And you drop the berries,
Oh.
and you fall into a moat.
Oh.
Roll a d8.
Oh God.
2.
2. Okay. A 2. Roll a d20.
19.
One,
I'm
two,
gonna start
three,
asking Oric to guide me out
six,
since y'all are useless.
Look, I
14,
Oh, she
15,
was
16,
blind.
17, 18, 19.
We should have built.
Oh no!
Oh God.
I don't like this.
Alright.
They're laughing way too hard. This is bad.
Hey, uh,
Time to build more parts.
hey, decent.
There's no decent here.
I know.
Who? Oh yeah.
Stranger.
Decent. What does Lawrence cast all the time?
Oh fuck.
No. No, no, no. Oh God.
I'm afraid.
This is not great.
Out of freaking daggers.
This is not great.
In a moat.
Vitali,
Moat.
you are on the ground, and suddenly you begin to feel things slicing into you. You take 2, 6, 7, 9 points of slashing damage as multiple daggers rip into you. The rope is severed
Fuck.
as you guys watch as a number of daggers appear in the air and just begin to shred as if a blender had appeared around Vitali.
I just
Oric.
invented a name for that.
Okay, this
Oric,
is serious.
Vitali is like, "Oh, you need to get up right now."
Vitali gets up. Where do I go?
Reach your hands up, quick.
She puts her hands up.
Okay. Because of your height, you can just barely reach the top of this platform that Sildaloon has made. Make a athletics check for me.
Can we see and grab and help her?
Dirty
Make
20.
it with advantage because they're helping you.
Dirty 20.
Dirty
Oh.
20. You guys managed to pull Vitali up, and it's right as you get pulled up to the top that you are able to hear and see again. Who is helping her?
I will.
Okay.
Well,
Sildaloon. Excellent. Thank you.
What does that mean?
Uh-huh.
Means I have 2 mystery spells on me, and I bet we're about to find out what they were.
Uh-huh. I just need to look something up.
Oh no.
welcome to Jay's murder continent.
Okay.
We now live here on this island.
Okay. All right. And
All right.
Pepinoja, roll a wisdom save for Pog.
Okay, using my stats.
Using Pog's stats.
I didn't make a Pog character sheet. What is
There
a
is under
Pog?
extra. On your
Nanda kore. I
Nani?
love that. I love that. Okay, I'll roll a d20 minus 1. That's a 14.
14.
Big man.
Pog looks over at Vitali and just runs up and begins to nuzzle Vitali's leg. Seems just
No.
enthralled with Vitali.
Son, please get out of there.
Does not listen.
Oh, jeez. Is there still a cloud of daggers?
There is down in the pit.
Okay.
Gonna
I
throw
run
him
over.
a dagger?
I run over to. Wait, Vitali's still in the fog, right?
No, I'm out.
Okay,
I'm on
you're
the
right.
platform now.
Okay, excellent.
Pull her out.
Well, I am kind of made sad by this, but also I roll Arcana. Does it appear to be magical?
Oh yeah. There's
Okay.
some kind of charm.
Okay. Well, I guess I can't feel super bad about that considering it's magical. I still love my son.
It doesn't take too long for the charm to wear off, and you soon see that Pog is like, "Wait, what the hell just happened?"
Come hither, my son.
And Pog does.
Retake your spot on your throne, my cranium.
Uh,
Yep.
Vitaly, are you all right?
I've been better.
Yeah.
And she hang on. Why is it not in my spells? I have healing hands, I think.
You
I
should
do.
have yeah.
I do have healing hands. I would like to expend 7 points of my land hands
Okay.
to actually I'm gonna spend 9 points and restore myself.
Okay. Excellent. So Ori, don't forget to mark off that you lost your rope.
Or at least part of it, right?
Yeah, I'd say you lost probably 15 feet.
Okay.
I'm not certain how much you had to begin with. It was probably 50 foot.
50 foot, yeah.
Um, yeah. And yeah.
I'm sure we were gifted more rope from the palace when.
You can get some more for sure when you go back to the colony.
Fantastic. Okay. So we're just on these platforms now. Is the fog?
It's still
lowering off?
rising.
Oh, great. Okay.
But you guys wait a little bit and it gets to a point where it does stop. And it just kind of sits there for a while. What do you guys want to do?
We are we headed in the direction of the crater? When we're done here, obviously.
Cloud was headed east, right?
Yeah, the cloud was coming from the west.
A gift from the crater.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, it's not heading towards our encampment, is it?
The fog is as far as you can see.
I get that, but the direction it's heading, you don't.
It was going from the west to the east, so theoretically it could hit your colony, yes.
You know what?
Okay.
We're not getting anything done here. And I stand up and dust my pants. I am going to. Well, wait a minute. Before we have any, I don't want to do things before I clear them. I want to get a better look from the air. If anyone has any other suggestions.
There's
By
not
all
much else
means.
we can do,
No,
except for to
second
follow
here.
the cloud.
I'm sorry. Come again? I couldn't hear either one of you. You're talking over each other.
Go ahead, Orson.
I was going to say the only other option would be to follow the eye of the cloud as it heads east.
Hmm. Is,
Yeah, so it's not. So let me rephrase that. It's not a cloud. It is fog.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
you said there was like a center area that
are
hadn't been
we?
done yet, right?
Aren't
Or
we
no?
the center?
You are the center because of what Silverloon did with the ground.
Gotcha.
And
I'm
you
just
can
worried
see
about
like the
stinger
tops of
colony.
trees and things like that. But this is considered uh, um, difficult to see. You can't see very far through this fog. It is actually though very beautiful to watch. The different colors are skirting through the fog. It's putting up a pretty fantastic light show.
I'm also full of shit because I can't fly yet. How close are these trees?
You're kind of in the foothills, so there's some that are grouped together, but they're not. It's not like it's a forest.
Hmm.
The closest tree's probably 15 foot away.
Hmm. I mean, we can't see the edge of it. That's what bothers me. Does anyone have any ideas?
I'll be honest, I am unafraid of just continuing in that direction. I understand that wild magic's going to probably hurt.
Definitely hurt.
But
And excuse me for saying so, but I don't know if you're able to heal yourself. We only have so many slots. I mean,
he's kind of just clutching
Can-
his notebook and says, I very well might be okay with taking the risk.
William, can you do this, but underground?
move the earth?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it'll take some time, and
It's better than being
Don't-
completely level up here.
The fog will fill the hole.
Not if we close it back up.
then we can't breathe.
right. And for all of us, that would be that's a lot of oxygen we'd need. Still
Hmm.
though, I like where your head's at. We're working with magic. Okay.
We are.
Well, does it seem like it's going to present any sort of imminent threat to us as we are right now?
It has
Or is it just-
stopped moving up. And as a matter of fact, make a perception check.
That's a 7.
Okay.
Now, question. It happened upon us, right? Like it blew in.
It blew in like a weather system.
Right. We could
Oh.
simply wait for it to pass.
That's what I was going to suggest, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. While someone brings up, if anyone says the word weather, I produce my druid craft again just to see if anything changes with, if something's unusual about the response for the weather side of the incantation.
So remind me exactly what you're doing.
It says I whisper to the spirits of nature, and I basically it's telling me what the weather is for the next 24 hours. And normally it would work on telling me if it's going to snow,
Mhm.
but I want to know if this fog shows up on the weather map.
Okay. Yeah. So you cast your spell and you speak with the spirits of nature, and you get a sense that um, you've got a couple hours of fog, and then it should clear up. So much so that the cloud cover goes away too.
Hmm. Well, if we're willing to take a bit of a rest here, we should have smooth traveling in a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
All right.
I'm
Then
going
so
to.
confused.
We should probably just get some sleep.
Yeah, but
I have my good son
Is-
here,
is
and
it?
he makes a very good pillow.
Sildalun's just staring at this fog weird thing in her hand because now she's contemplating, is this weather? Is this magic fog? I'm confused why this worked. Grateful it did. Just really considering what is going on.
Make an Arcana check. Actually, I'll give you a choice: Nature or Arcana.
I'm gonna go nature.
Okay.
My Arcana's trash. 16.
16. So this is obviously not like a natural fog. But fog is heavy. So it will fill the valleys and any crevices first, and it will then move up to a point, but at a certain point it stops, right? And then it'll clear out. It's fog. How it is imbued with magic, you're not 100% certain, but this place is weird. You've seen some weird stuff. So,
So
yeah.
it shows up just like fog, and the only reason I know it's magic is because I'm experiencing it
Yep.
very well. Okay.
So you guys are gonna take a rest on Sildaloon's magical moat.
Magical island getaway.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way, for this. This is very impressive magic.
Just a little bit of earth shuffling. It did come in handy.
Very. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Anything you guys want to do in the couple hours that you're gonna have to wait?
Um, the exhausted small one opts to sleep.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for anything that looks like it might be coming out of the fog towards us, or just any sign of danger that might be heading our way at any given point.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a perception check with advantage because y'all are both watching.
7. Nope, 16. Nope, wait, sorry, 14.
Okay. You don't notice anything moving in the fog. It just is the fog itself.
Okay.
It's also difficult to see that far, but from what you can see, there's nothing stirring it up.
I can't hear anything either, I'm assuming.
Yeah, everything is pretty quiet.
That is unsettling.
A couple hours goes
What
by.
time is it?
It's about mid-afternoon at this point. Y'all have been going north.
Okay.
The sun begins to break through the clouds and the fog starts to dissipate. Ori, just know that you're in sunlight now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have my hood cloak up,
Okay.
just covering my face as much as possible.
You look around and everything looks like it was before. There's snow on the ground. It's still cold. You notice some of these berries that Vitali had in her hand are kind of scattered on the ground and in the quote unquote moat below that still has a little fog in it, but it's draining out and dissipating. There are 10 berries scattered about.
I guess I'll go collect them.
Okay. Notate that you have 10 good berries.
Oh boy. All right.
And yeah, what do you guys do?
Gonna climb down and get ready to go back on track.
Okay. Make a perception check for me, Eladon.
Righty. I'll be an 18.
18. Now that you can see, you start looking around and you notice that creatures are beginning to move. They're climbing out of nests in the trees. So you see purple squirrels, things like that coming out of trees and other stuff. Some of the rabbits coming out of holes in the ground. It's like they sheltered in place.
Okay.
And I just realized what time it is. So we're actually going to stop there for tonight. Thanks for listening, everybody. And we'll be back next week to play some more. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great one, y'all.
Bye.
Bye bye.